lot meat. You're eating meat that has been grass finished. That's good stuff. If you're eating grain finished, that means that that cow is probably put on 150 to 300 pounds in 2 to 3 months. And they usually give them a lot of hormones too. Clenbuterol, just different things to be able to fatten them up. And that makes the meat so it's fatty. And it makes it taste better to the average minion because they don't know any better. So when you see a lot of striations in the meat, just think that that meat is sick. And if you go look at grass-fed, okay, grass-fed and grass-finished meat, you'll notice that the meat hardly has any striations of fat in it at all. And this is why people grain feed it, is because they get the fat in there. The fat, just remember, is where the toxicity is in that meat. So you're eating the fat off of that crappy, grown meat. It's called feedlot. Okay, feeding them grain, feeding them soy, feeding them all different types of just soy cake, garbage stuff, moldy stuff, and then the animals will eat anything. Okay, that's just what it is when they're stuck in a big 1,000 cattle lot, and you feed them in a pen, and that's what they eat. So you're just eating a bunch of toxic food, and that toxic food goes into your body and you become toxic yourself. So you can get fat, chubby, well-rounded by a variety of different ways. Number one way is to go ahead and get fat is to eat a bunch of processed foods. Eat a bunch of seed oils. Seed oils, what are those? Okay, those are oils that are made from seed. Canola oil, cottonseed oil, all the oils when you go out to a restaurant. Okay, those are garbage oils. Trans fatty oils. Okay, those are complete plastic oils. Remember in the old days, I can't believe it's butter, okay, or because it's margarine, or I forget the tunes that they used to go ahead and have, da 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 da, Miracle Whip and all this garbage. All that is poisoning you. Let's talk about getting cardiovascular disease, the number one death in this world. Guys, trans fatty acids will kill you. The cholesterol is good for you. The saturated fats is good for you. It's got to be the right type though, and non-polluted. So saturated fats, remember, there's a lot of nuances there. If you're eating an animal with saturated fats, you're having butter, you're having cheese, you're having milk. And if this saturated fat is been fed RSBT, which is a hormone that makes the cows go ahead and secrete more milk, you start secreting more milk. You get man boobs again. If you're eating soy, okay, you're eating flax, you're eating these phytoestrogenic plants, then guess what happens to you? Again, you start getting estrogen in your system from a outside source, which you do not need. So if you're going to do vegan diets, guys, you better learn that, first of all, it's a non-sustainable diet. Some people can sustain themselves for some time, and you better figure out how to do it right. You need 30 supplements. You're going to have to take DHA, EPA, then you're going to have to get that from algae. Heck, that's $100 a month just to get that. Okay, these supplements. Or you can have a piece of 4 ounces of salmon, or some tuna, or some fish, and you'll wind up getting a ton of EPA, okay, DHA, which is, for your cardiovascular health. It's for your brain health. You're going to need to also make sure that you eat eggs for choline, for cholesterol, is because you're going to need it. So you can only fast for so long on water. You can only fast so long on fruit. You can only fast so long on vegetables. And if you think that, of course, they're sustainable, then again, all power to you. Let's see how your body survives after 3, 5, or like mine, 15 years. I got sick, and I'm still sick, okay? But I'm getting better. I've gained 22 pounds of pure muscle over the last 8 months by basically eating grass-fed, grass-finished meat, organ meats, fish, pelagic fish, non-polluted fish, non-infected fish. And I said before, that's right, guys, if you eat meat, you're going to get sick. Of course, feedlot meat. I didn't even realize grass-fed meat before. I had no idea about grass-finished meat. I didn't understand it. And of course, I was reading a lot of the propaganda about cardiovascular disease. And it is true. Yeah, go ahead and eat eggs that are fed a bunch of grain, glyphosate, atrazine, herbicides, and all you're doing is you're eating these foods that have it in there. And remember, the body fat that you have in your body is a component of your health. When you're lean, you're clean, and when you're clean, you're lean. So